Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl RAZY, and I'm back with Mystical Illuminations to give you a transit talk video. Today, I want to talk about Mercury in Taurus. So, Mercury in Taurus, it started on the 10th and it's going to end on April 29th, right? So, get that right. Save the dates, April 10th to April 29th. And why do I want to talk about Mercury in Taurus? Well, other than giving you a little bit of information about what happens when this very brainy, intellectual, teaching planet comes into this grounded, Venusian, beautiful, stable sign of Taurus. Now, the thing is, it is very stable, right? Mercury here is a lot quieter than it was in Aries. We came from a few weeks of fiery Mercury in Aries during the Sun in Aries season, saying how we feel, getting into maybe some arguments, or some heated debates, and being very passionate about what we had to say. And now, as it has switched over, we want to talk about the realities. We want to talk about what doesn't change, right? It's not as much about passion, but it's about what is consistent. Our words and our thoughts hopefully get more consistent. And with some practice, you can have very consistent, beautiful thoughts, right? Now that takes a conscious practice on your part, because let's say that your thoughts are in a place that are not so great. What happens while Mercury is in Taurus is that same thing will come up again and again and again. Taurus is a very stubborn sign. So when it's fixated on one thing, especially when Mercury is there on one thought, that thought is going to get blown up. That thought is going to continue to pop up over and over and over again for you. So what do you really want to do during this time? Keep in mind, like I said, it's a stable time for our thoughts and our words, right? But on the 17th, Mercury is going to meet up with Uranus. And Uranus is not stable, right? Uranus is the original ruler of the Aquarius energy. It has to do with changes, sudden perception shifts, because Mercury, ruling perception, is going to be meeting up with this planet of change, right? We might have sudden clarity or inspiration. So let's say you have been in a rut, right? A negative train of thought. Then when the signs meet on the 17th, you will have something come up, right? Or a sudden, conversation with someone that sparks a new way of looking at your issues, a new way of looking at your future, a new way of talking about it, right? You could have been planning things for a very long time. And when we're getting into this energy that has so much to do with getting us unstuck out of our vision that we think we have, out of the vision that we think we've been building this whole time, when we might have been secretly building for a directional change, and that directional change might be happening now. And with that change, right, how are you going to ground yourself in it? How are you going to ground yourself in the new possibilities for your future, right? Now, after Mercury meets up with Uranus, it will then make its way towards the North Node. And that's going to happen on the 23rd. And it's going to be at 22 degrees. So Mercury and the North Node will be at 22 degrees. This is going to kill off a series of, once again, bad negative thoughts, and a story basically coming to an end, right? A maybe even lesson coming to an end, a train of thinking that might have once provided a lot of understanding and a lot of stability and calmness, and now you're gonna see that is officially gone. So when Uranus and Mercury meet up, you're gonna have that clarity, that sudden thought, and then when the 23rd comes around, something is officially ending and a new start is officially beginning that we're going to see. We're going to completely see this. We're going to start to develop this new path in our everyday thoughts and our everyday conversations, right? This could be really great financially because some of the ideas we could be having could be leading us down a road of more abundance, but it's going to feel very shaky, a little bit scary, not gonna lie, because of the presence even to Capricorn, right? Because when the North Node and Mercury meet up, it will be trining Pluto and Capricorn at 28 degrees. And then after the next few days, after the 23rd, right when this energy is making its way out of Taurus, it will be exactly conjuncting Pluto. So, you know, for these next, 2.5 weeks, there is a major mental shift. There is a piece of ourselves that we're not going to meet again. So, you know, I advise y'all to look in the mirror and evaluate what this future is asking of you that you've never stepped into before. And as you're doing that, you can really come to these terms with what part of yourself you are burying. You know, I ask you, as Mercury is here making all these intense conjunctions, to ground. And for a second, I'll talk about grounding, because a lot of people are so obsessed with ascending, leaving this life, leaving this realm. But at the end of the day, this is the kind of transit, Mercury and Taurus, that's going to remind you of why you came here, of the beauty and the essence of Earth and being stable, and having this concept called time that we're all bound to, and having a physical body that we're all in. So grounding essentially is not just getting out in nature and meditating and feeling your feet on the earth, although those things help to ground. Grounding is really being present. It's practicing being here now. It's understanding that slowing down is the way to go. So when you get quieter and you eat slower and you look around and you watch the sunset and you cook your food, it's getting out of this we have to rush, we have to hustle mentality. So practice grounding, because Mercury hitting all of these planets can bring up a lot of anxiety. It can bring up a lot of stress. But the stress is going to be simply caused by yourself in your own mind. And if you find yourself in an incredibly stressful place, know that you are not thinking the right things, right? You are thinking the wrong things. It's that simple. So what are you going to do to get yourself unstuck? What are you going to do to move forward? Because things are changing, things are solidifying, and we are going to, by the end of this transit, be very sure about where we're going. Be very sure about what it means to be strong like a Taurus, and how beautiful it is if we embrace exactly what is happening right now, instead of jumping to the future, instead of getting lost in all of the details, and we appreciate what's breaking down and what isn't going on right, because what isn't going on right is actually just to show us all that is right and put us on a path to give us exactly what we're looking for. But we have to get out of the stagnancy. So thank y'all. If you want to book a session with me, my information will be below. You know, I'm gonna get more consistent with my videos, and if you want to follow me on Instagram, I do moon messages every 3 days. I do cosmic check-ins every week. And I provide a lot of support one-on-one in the DMs. If you have questions, you can hit me up. Feel free. My Instagram is n.razy, R-A-Z-Y. Thank y'all for tuning in, and I'll talk to you next time.